Hey everybody, it's Jose Laya. We hope you're doing well. The first quarter of 2025 for the real estate market is in the books. And today we're looking at single family homes in Coral Gables, which is one of the most desired and exclusive neighborhoods in all of Miami. Since the beginning of this year, we've started to do our market updates focusing on each neighborhood as a single video to allow you to really hone in on the neighborhood of your choice. Whether you currently live there and want to see how the market is doing or are considering buying there, we want to be able to put the information in your hands in a quick and easy way. We are also taking a look at a lot more data to be able to give you more details and information as to how the market is doing. We're also going to give you a breakdown of all the sales data, including active listings for sale, closed sales. We're also going to dive a bit deeper to see what price range most of this activity is taking place in. And then we'll wrap things up with our market summary. We have a lot to cover, so let's jump right in. So here's our first graph for single family homes in Coral Gables for the first quarter of 2025, where we're going into a month by month breakdown of the numbers. We will also say that in Coral Gables, there is a big disparity between waterfront homes and non-waterfront homes. So we've broken down the data by that as well. You'll see that the waterfront homes, their numbers are in light blue. So we cover active listings, closed sales, months of supply, days on market, median price per square foot, and median price sold. Let's jump right into the numbers and look at the active listings for sale. There was a big jump from February to March, from 132 to 178. That's a really big jump. Closed sales jumped as well, so that's pretty good. And then months of supply stayed about the same. Days on market decreased for non-waterfront homes, but increased for waterfront homes, while the median price per square foot increased by a lot for non-waterfront homes, and it came down for waterfront homes. Look at the median price sold for the non-waterfront homes. It went down slightly to $2,250,000, which is a big number. And the median price for waterfront homes jumped to $17 million. That's pretty impressive. Let's take a look at the next graph, which is going to show us where most of the activity is taking place and what price range are most of the active listings for sale and what price range are most of the closed listings for sale, to see if we can spot any trends. Here we go. Here's our next graph. This gives us the total numbers for the first quarter of 2025. And look at this. They ended the month with 178 active listings, when the first couple of months it was averaging about 130. That's a huge jump. We noticed the biggest jump came in non-waterfront homes. Look at that. Out of the 178, there's 147 that are listed for sale. Only 31 waterfront homes listed for sale. Now, in the entire first quarter, there were 77 closed sales. Out of those 77, 69 were dry lots and only 8 closed that were waterfront homes. Months of supply, 6 months for non-waterfront homes and then 12 for waterfront homes. As we've said before, 6 to 9 months is considered a balanced market or a normal market. You may look at 12 months as a lot. However, considering that the pricing for waterfront homes is very high, that's actually pretty good. So right there, just off of the active listings and closed sales in months of supply, we can see that the market for single family homes in Coral Gables is actually pretty strong. Let's now jump to the bottom graph so we could see what price range most of this activity is taking place in. And I mean, look at $1 million and under, there's just not much activity. There's only 8 active listings. There were 3 closed sales. Now here, the next price range, 1 to 3 million. Look at that. There's 73 active listings out of the 147. Notice that we only have white numbers here because that means that there's no waterfront homes that are priced at 3 million and under. So the 73 active that you see, that's just dry lots. The 43 closed sales out of the 69 closed sales, or out of the 77 in total, those are all dry lots. So basically, from what we see in Coral Gables, under $3 million, there's no waterfront homes. The next segment, 3 to 5 million, it's a pretty active price range. Look at this. There's 30 active listings, and there's 12 closed sales, 11 dry lots, and 1 waterfront home. We pretty much have activity, as you could see the strength of Coral Gables. Look at this. All the way up to even $20 million, you have actives and you have closings, which is pretty good and says a lot just about the strength and the desirability of the neighborhood, where it's pulling in active listings and sales in every price segment up to $20 million, as we could see here. Obviously, one area of concern, if you want to call it concern, is that at the $20 million plus range, there's 11 active listings. There's 1 dry lot listed, or 1 non-waterfront home listed at over $20 million, and 10 of those are waterfront. But there were 0 closed sales. That's not a monthly number, that's a quarterly number. So there were 0 closed sales above $20 million for the first quarter of 2025. That's maybe a small area of concern, which we'll keep our eye on, but everything else looks very, very strong, as you could see by the activity in pretty much every price range. For buyers looking for homes in Coral Gables, with the exception of $1 million and under, we can see that inventory has increased by a lot across all price ranges, especially for non-waterfront homes, which is great for you. However, you have to note that the market moves really fast. I mean, we had days on market at about 19 days. So in less than a month, these properties are getting listed and then closed, considering the 77 closed sales. You know, months of supply is pretty steady at 6 months for non-waterfront homes. That's really going to favor sellers there, especially under the $3 million price range, which is the most competitive price range that we can see here. Even in the higher price ranges, I mean, until you get to about $20 million, like we said, activity is pretty strong. So please take note. As a buyer, if you are looking for waterfront homes, there's much less inventory here. There's only 31 homes available. Out of those 31, there's only 10 that are priced at 10 million and under. So if your budget is $10 million, you really don't have much to sort through for waterfront homes in Coral Gables. If you're a seller in this market, you do have the advantage here, especially below $10 million. Activity is very strong, as we could see by the numbers. However, we will note that we did see a big jump in active listings for sale from February to March. So you really have to do your homework to price your property correctly so that it can sell fast. You know, in a market like this, we like to suggest to price your home right at market or maybe a little bit below, just to be able to attract the most attention as possible as soon as you come on the market, especially if you need to sell. Let's now jump into a market summary. So in summary, right now, we can see that the market for single-family homes in Coral Gables is doing really well. And there's strong sales activity pretty much in every price range up until you get to the $20 million price range, as there were 0 closed sales for the entire quarter. We also want to note that this inventory is sitting there, as right now we have a very volatile and unstable stock market, a very volatile and unstable interest rate environment, all due to the trade wars and tariffs, which we feel will negatively impact our April sales numbers, as well as the coming months and possibly even the entire year of 2025. So we're really going to have to pay close attention to the market in the coming months, as these are all very serious economic headwinds that the real estate market in general is facing. So stay tuned. Well, that's our first quarter market update for 2025 for single family homes in Coral Gables. I am Jose Laya. I was born and raised right here in Miami. And as I start my 19th year in the real estate market, I can proudly say that our goal in making these videos is to provide you with value and help as many people as we can by sharing real market data to give you a better insight into the local market. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.